So you're currently in the early stage of your business and you're building your MVP. That can last for a month, 2 months, 6 months, or even a year or plus. So what should you do in the meantime? Does it make sense to just focus on the product itself? Well, not exactly. So let me ask you like two questions. 6 months down the road, when your MVP is ready, is it better to A, just launch it without an audience, or B, launch it with like 2,000, 3,000 people in your newsletter already? Well, you would agree with me, the B is the second option. So here's what you need to do. While you're building an MVP, you shouldn't waste a minute. So literally from the day one you start working on your startup idea, you should start building the audience as well. So the audience of your dream customers. So once you are ready to go live, even with like a very basic MVP, you should already have like 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2, 3, 5, 10,000 people willing to try your product. And also by building like an audience in the same time as building your MVP, you're able to collect a lot of qualitative data on your content, on your product, about your customers, get feedback from the product early on and iterate the product as fast as possible so you can actually build a product people will love. And the third thing is that you will better engage with your audience, you will build a great relationships with them, and once you are ready to launch, you will already have not just the beta users who will test your product for free, but you will also have a paying customers. So literally like in a week from your launch, you'll have like a couple of $1,000s in your monthly recurring revenue. And please, like, don't tell me, but Tugi, I'm a technical solo founder. I know nothing about marketing. That's not my expertise. That's not my job. I'm not going to do that. Well, the worst thing that you can hear in your entrepreneurial journey is build it and they will come. No one will come if you just build it. Marketing is a core of every successful business, whether that's just like the side castle that and your goal is like to make you like 5 grand a month, right? Whether it's a side hustle or you're going to build a unicorn, you need to have marketing, and the best way to do that is by focusing on marketing as well as the product from the day one. So now when we understand the importance of building an audience while also building your MVP, let me show you my 4-step process for the time consulting my SaaS clients on how to do this if they are launching a product in the next couple of months. So the first thing you need to do is to infiltrate in communities. So this is the first and foremost. So identify like the 10 to 15 communities out there that are frequently used by your dream customers and infiltrate into them. Turn on post notifications, follow them, engage, share your knowledge. So this can be like the Slack communities, Reddit, Facebook, LinkedIn groups, whatever it is. Now just be sure that you're actually infiltrating yourself into high quality communities, so that there are like dozens of shitty and spammy groups. For example, if you're selling to SaaS marketeers or SaaS founders, when you type down like SaaS in Facebook, you'll find like hundreds and hundreds of communities, and also like hundreds of them have 10, 20, 30 thousand people inside, but the 95% of them are spammy and they're not high quality ones. That's not what you want. It's better to engage in a community with like 3 posts a day, but really high quality posts, than a community that has like 100, 150 plus posts a day, but all of those posts are very spammy and low quality. So find out 5, 10, 15 best communities, join them, engage with the content, communicate with the audience out there, have conversations, collect feedback, invite them for an ICP research interview, whatever it is. And that brings us to our second point, and that is interview your dream customers. So first off, the first thing I do whenever launching some idea is to like create a list of 100 or so dream customers I would like to have. And then what I do is I connect with them on LinkedIn, I follow them, and I engage with their content for about a week or two. Those 2 weeks serve as a warm-up, right? And once they're warmed, once they're accustomed on seeing my name inside their feeds, inside their notifications for about a week or 2 weeks, I reach out to them on email or through the LinkedIn message, and then I ask them to jump on the quick, like 10 to 15-minute interview where I will ask them a couple of questions about the struggles so I can collect the feedback from them, right? So the thing that you want to ask them is like kind of what kind of problems are you experiencing, what keeps you up at night, what are your core desires, and so on, right? And ideally, once your MVP is ready, those should be your first beta customers, right? And that's why it's also very, very important to keep building relationships with them. And that's why I like to do, and I tell my SaaS clients to do, is to, at the end of that quick 50-minute interview, ask them if they want you to send them out like a monthly updates on what's going on with your product so they can be in the loop. Right? Many people will tell yes, so now you will easily have like 30, 40, 50 people inside of your newsletter. And what's next to do is twice a month, once a month, send them an update on what's going on, ask them for their feedback, ask them for their opinions, and so on. So basically in 6 months, let's say, when your MVP is ready, they will pretty much immediately start using your product, because in this way you're building a hype around it with them. One more thing that I almost forgot, and those are like some crucial questions that you need to ask them, and I'll later tell you why. And those questions are like, what kind of content do you consume? Do you prefer more like videos, podcast, or text? Who do you like to follow? What newsletters are you reading? What podcasts are you listening? And last one, where do you hang out on the web and what communities you're visiting? Now, this brings us to the third point, and that is follow the top leaders and engage with your content, right? So this is a very, very simple thing, and yet many founders and marketeers out there underestimate this part. It's very unscalable, I know, but it's very rewarding as well. So what you want to do is identify 5, 10, or 15 big thought leaders in your field that have your dream customers as their audience, and follow them, turn on post notifications about them, follow their content, engage with their content, right? So if you see that they are following some kind of a general strict publishing schedule, mark that down inside your calendar each day and make sure that you're on their profile like 30 seconds, 1 minute before they post. And that way you can be the first to write a very, very thoughtful comment on their content. If there is nothing thoughtful and valuable you can say and add to their post, then don't add anything, just like engage with the content. But if there is something that you can really add a genuine value to their audience, then do that. And while you're doing this, well, first of all, by actively sharing additional value on influencers' posts, their audience, since you will be the first to comment, they will see your comments as well, they will naturally start thinking of you as an influencer and a top leader as well. So your traction will go up, your following will go up, your influence will go up, and most importantly, your audience will go up. And the fourth thing is to actually create your own content for your audience. So the general idea is to, let's say, own your audience so you can later notify them about your product launch. And the best way to actually own them is to have their emails. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like that having a podcast or YouTube is not a good thing, because in that case, if they're subscribed to your YouTube or your podcast, you don't have their emails. That's still good, right? That's still something that's still great. And even if you have like a podcast or a YouTube channel and you launch your product there, you will still get a pretty nice traction. Right? But if there is a way that you can also have their email, that you can also run a newsletter to them once a week, twice a month, whatever, then please do that, because that will engage with them actually more, and you can later use those emails for building a custom audience, lookalike audience, whatever is the case. So the content creation part. If you remember at the beginning when you were doing an interview, you ask your people what kind of content they like to consume, and you ask them what are some of the biggest problems they're having right now. So create your content around that, use those insights that you got with, and create a content that resonates with them. Choose whatever medium you want. That can be a newsletter, that can be a podcast, that can be a YouTube. Create content on your social as well. If you like, so like the common objection that I hear is, but Yugi, like I'm not considering, I'm just starting out in this niche, I'm not considering myself an expert. Don't worry about that. So if you share valuable content, people will follow you, people will engage with you, and you will have an influence. And even if you are not the expert, that's like an easily solvable problem. The only thing you need to do is to take like that journalist approach and actually go out, interview the experts in your field, and share their insights with your audience, right? And that will be super valuable to them. And after some time, they will also start considering you as the expert as well. Plus, you will also get access to their secret knowledge, their unique insights. You will learn from them. So over time, you will become expert as well. So go out, write on social, write on LinkedIn, write on Twitter, record videos, record podcasts, have a newsletter. Like that newsletter can just be like a compilation of the best articles in your niche that are published last week, right? It doesn't need to be an original content. Just build your audience around something. That's how essentially Drift started, right? So Drift, before they launched the product, they were first running a newsletter that was kind of a compilation of the best B2B marketing posts published last week, and the people loved that. So yeah, take the insights from there. Take the insights. One more thing: once you start like creating content, it's important to collect that quality quality feedback from them. So ask your audience, what do they like about your content? What would you like to hear next? Ask them for any feedback, so that way you can really quickly iterate with the content that you're producing and have far better results. So the bottom line is like these are like the 4 steps that I would approach if I'm building an MVP right now, and that process will last for like 6 months. So start building an audience now, because when it comes time to launch, you will already have a couple of thousand people in your network who will be eager to try your product, and pretty like quickly you will get 100, 200, 300, 500, 1000 customers paying you like 10, 15, 20, 60, $100 a month, doesn't matter, and you will quickly reach the 10K in month recurring revenue spot. So let me know what you think about this, and also if there are any specific problems that you're facing right now. If there is anything that you would like me to give you more insights on, let me know on Twitter or on LinkedIn. You have my handles in the description, and I will be more than happy to record the next episode about that and help you out. Cheers.